Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. With my wife and kids, we run an antique shop in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, filled with some of the most unique items we can find. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
I'm home, honey.
Today, I've got to bring out the big guns. That's right. If you didn't know, I drive an old 73 Pontiac ambulance that's got the Ghostbuster symbol on the front. Why do I have an old ambulance, for those of you that are new to the channel? Because it fits a lot of stuff. This is my company vehicle. So we're gonna get this dusted off, brushed off, and take a little bit of furniture to the auction because I've got to clear some of this stuff out of the house, and the things that are sellable, we're gonna be selling off at auction January 30th at Castner Auctions. So anyone who's in Edmonton or online can participate and hopefully bid on something. But for now, I'm gonna let the car warm up and make a couple big trips today, hopefully. First few things are dropped off at the auction. Gonna go find some boxes so we can load up some boxes for stuff for donation. Honda and Zenobia, I think, are going to come in this afternoon. Mark is coming back to get more clothes. I've got to load up stuff in the ambulance today. Hopefully not myself or anybody else from being injured in this place. Busy day again. So we're going to get some boxes, head over to the house, and we'll start digging for treasure again. Dump, sweet dump. Here I am again, back at the house. At some point, Mark's coming today. He does not have a truck, so this living room is probably going to get completely full again with clothing as he starts to work his way through more of the upstairs and then into the basement. I am going to what am I going to do today? I promised him I'd try and make some room in the kitchen here because it's almost impossible to try and make a path to that back door. So I'm going to start back here, start hauling stuff out to the front room and figure out what can go to charity and what can be sold. And underneath every little thing is, you know, something hidden. There's a mannequin dress form. That's actually a good sellable piece. So we'll just kind of walk around and do a little picking today, see what can be found. I think that somebody would be interested in a lot of these sewing notions. I'll probably end up getting a plastic bin from upstairs and putting most of this in. Old sewing machines, well, they're hit and miss. This style isn't necessarily very popular. The old 20s style, well, they do sell. So I'll try and figure out what will go to auction, what's going to go to charity today. But this is all boxes of sewing notions. I'm going to get some lights on in here. Well, at least we have a working light bulb in the kitchen. And continue on the clean out today. What I'm doing is I'm taking the smaller containers and I'm emptying them into these bins of various sewing notions, threads, elastics, buttons, needles, all sorts of stuff in here. These are going to go to auction and we'll just put it up as an assorted bin of notions, I guess, and see how those do. So I'll put these in the front room as a keeper box. Luckily, these bins were upstairs and I didn't have to buy any just yet. The nice thing about a house like this is a lot of times all the things you need to help clean it are somewhere around the house. You just have to look for it. I've been finding an awful lot of poppies around the house. This, of course, you know, you wear on Remembrance Day. With the amount of poppies I found, though, it's possible that there was an actual vet living in this house. So I'm going to see maybe if there's some war medals or military artifacts. You never know. Plus, I found, where did I put it now? I found some guns and ammo magazines and have not found any weapons. However, we did find this massive round 375 mag Super X. That's not your regular sort of, handgun. So there might be some vintage firearms in the house. I don't know. If they're newer, I am in Canada. And although a person is allowed to buy and sell firearms in Canada, I don't have my license for it. So if it's a newer gun, we'll have to turn it over to the estate. If it's a antique gun like 1899 or prior, well, you don't need a license for that, so you can pretty well sell them. So I'm hoping that if I do find a vintage gun, it will be actually antique. That one being centerfire though, probably gonna be more modern. It's fine. We'll just turn it back into the estate and they can deal with that. In the meantime, I'm gonna continue digging around and see what's through this kitchen. I was clearing out this one sewing table. That drawer, I guess, is just a fake drawer. It doesn't actually open up, but there is a sewing machine, a Sovereign sewing machine sitting on top, kind of a funky looking machine. And I thought that that was the flip up unit, but it's not. If I look, there's a whole other sewing machine in that cabinet. So there's there's at least 3 sewing machines sitting in this room. There was a lot of activity, and so far we've had 4 bins of notions and a whole bunch of baskets, including this guy, that are completely packed full of vintage buttons and thread and accessories, all of which we'll just throw through auction kind of as they are. Unfortunately, this one's little leg came off, so I'll try and keep it together. But look, every tin, there's something to do with sewing. So we'll just put those in the box, and somebody at home can just bid on the whole box and get themselves a bunch of treasure. See what's in the domino bin. Sounds like change. It's not. Ooh, you got to be careful where you stick your finger, because it might hit a mouse trap. I don't think those are sprung, but still, you know, obviously there was a mouse problem in this house. Sure, we'll find a few surprises in the basement. The art supplies are kind of a nice find for me, because I have several children. I've got 3 kids, and they all like to draw. I have one who's a bit more of a professional artist, my son Steven. In fact, you can check out his YouTube channel at Steven with the PH, so Steven Draws. So anytime I find art supplies like this, we definitely have a home for them at my house. Oh, I'm finding some stuff, and you kind of don't want to find too much stuff for yourself because you don't want your house to end up looking like this before too long. But things like this I always have a use for. I'm going to try and pull some of these little stools out of here. It's like a mid-century kind of stool. And there's all these old patterns and plastics and things all down below. But I'm making sure to go through things because you never know when you're going to find a hidden stash of treasure buried around. I mean, everything in here has potential, which is why we bought the contents. But whether it's going to charity or whether it's something I can resell, including the sewing notions and that, everything can be recycled. And so I find it's important to go through these places with a fine-tooth comb and make sure you get as much out of here, save it from the landfill as possible. Noticing this thing is still plugged in, and the foot pedal's on the floor, right down there. I wonder if it would work. Oh yeah, there she goes. So, well, at least one of them works. I'm sure they all probably do. They're all plugged in. Okay, I think it's time for this to go. Hamburger seasoning. Timer. I mean, there was some cooking done in this house at one time when Woodward's was still around. That's, you know, gotta be 1970s probably. Is there anything in the little pouches? Old school KFC salts and sugars. Okay, well, time to clear that off. I do kind of like these 50s salt and pepper and flour shakers. Those I think can be salvaged and cleaned up. They probably look really neat when they're all cleaned up too. So I will save those for myself to sell. Some of this stainless cookware, that can be donated because that cleans up really easy. Oh, you know, there's a little of this, a little of that, some things for the shop, some things for charity. All in all, the refining stuff. I moved the mirror out of the way that was here. And there was a kettle. I don't know what's down at the back there. It looks like a little oil lamp down at the bottom. No waffles. What kind of shape is it in? Oh, you might say it's in waffle condition. That is a nice old waffle maker though. Pretty old school. Really, really dusty. No surprise. These must be where all the old appliances went to die down the side of the fridge. I feel like what we have over here is a little bit of a workshop. I got the one sewing machine out of the way so I can actually walk in here a little bit. There's this old little sideboard Hoosier cabinet with the porcelain enamel top. And it seems to be full, almost completely, of tools. And tools are really handy, and they never go out of fashion. So there's gonna be probably a lot of stuff in here I can use. So I've got a bin now. I've got a lot of the sewing stuff put away, but I've got a bin here for tools. I'm gonna start stacking up the Guess Who, good Canadian rock band that did their big hit was American Woman. Chunk of soapstone that's uncarved. Maybe our friend Anthony, the soapstone carver, would like that. But some of this stuff is still in the box. So we can probably reuse a lot of this stuff that's sitting around here. I'm gonna see what I can do to find some tools. Little rasps and files. And oh, there's a good little jeweler's anvil right there. That's for doing your fine sort of work on. That's probably why that little hammer's there too. Where there's jeweler's anvils, there's often jewelry. So maybe we'll find a little stash of stuff over here. But so far, lots of good tools and lots of stuff, you know, still in the original packaging too, which is kind of nice. Makes it easy to resell. So anything that's kind of a good usable tool or something that's new in the package, I'm just gonna put right into this bin. Kind of a weird combination of stuff. An RCMP patch, an old one, a 1978 Yamaha ski team belt buckle, and a Russian belt buckle. Kind of a neat little mix. Also found this Walkman. I remember when these were such a big deal. That probably would have been super expensive when it was new. But there are people who collect Walkmans, so heck, I'll hang on to it. Pill bottle with nothing in it. Garbage. Did find some change. A funny looking can. Looks like papers in there. Let's see what they say. Whoa, hang on. Hang on, that's not papers. That's not paper at all. That is 999 fine silver. How many ounces do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ounces. 7 ounces of silver. And I bet that's gonna be silver in there too. What's in the little roll? Just a polishing cloth, I guess. Holy cow. Another good stack of silver. I feel like Scrooge McDuck with all this currency I'm finding. That's a top pocket find. I better keep that somewhere safe. Little plastic bag sitting here. It's heavy. It is coins. Keychain. Keychain's less exciting. But there's a keychain, there's coins, whole bunch of silver dollars. Yep, silver ounces, copper ingots. I don't know what that is. Some sort of big thing. Rolls of silver quarters. Yeah, these are just copper ounces. Kennedy half dollars. This turned out to be a good little section over here. Better keep looking. These old kind of 60s pop art patches that I guess you'd probably put on your jeans and stuff, including, you know, that one, psychedelic patches. Oop, bad word on that one. But there's all sorts of other little stickers and stuff in here too, and I was surprised to see and kind of happy to see that there's even some scratch and sniff stickers in here too, which I always thought were cool. My older brother had a collection of scratch and sniff stickers when he was a kid, so they're always kind of fun. Oh, I'll keep that little box aside with the craft stuff. So the other thing I found while I was working today is Hans and Zenobia.
Hey, how's y'all folks doing?
Hey, if I hadn't mentioned before, Hans also has a YouTube channel called Helping Hans.
And I want to appreciate and thank everybody out there because I got a letter from YouTube this morning Say nothing but great news about you watchers. I mean, I appreciate everything you guys are doing.
Well, we're glad that you have a channel because you're an interesting fella. And I'm glad that you're here to help me today too. Hey, up at the front,
Yeah.
if you guys will want saunter onto the front, what I need your help with today is taking some stuff to charity. And although I could probably sell these old sewing machines that are there, this little pile of stuff, they're not going to bring a whole lot of money. Maybe like $30, $40 each or something. So I'm not going to bother trying to put them at auction because it'd be really heavy to ship. So this little pile right here can go kind of in a row with the chairs and the sewing machine.
Yep.
That can go to charity. And I'm going to start bringing stuff out that can all go to charity. And if you guys don't mind doing some charity runs today, that'd be great.
Perfect.
Found a few dollars in this cabinet. I'm going to do a little bit more searching here. Those are pictures. Somebody liked to smoke Hula Girl cigars. They're still sealed. Lots of cigars. Wait a minute. That's a little bundle of cash. And that's not just a little bundle. Hang on, I'm gonna open this up and see what I got here. There's about 200 bucks here, combined with all the other coins and stuff, and the silver. And what's back here? Maybe little gold pins. Boy, you really got to check every little cabinet. Odd that you'd hide your Rolling Stones kind of lips with your stash of money. No, nothing back there. Lots of cigars though. This turned out to be a good day already. I've only been here an hour. People always say, check the books, check the books. And you're right. There's money in a book.
Hey, cool.
20 bucks, an old 20. Don't know if there's any others, but there's money in this book. Stickers. I'm currently cleaning the kitchen floor with a broom and dustpan, trying to get any loose debris off the floor. The reason I'm doing the kitchen area, well, aside from finding money and stuff, which is nice, is that Mark and his team have to start clearing the basement out of clothing. And with that, it's gonna be, we need to have a clear path for them. So I'm trying to get all this debris off the floor and into the trash. So at least there's some, clear way to walk around. Plus I'm finding stuff. So no complaints about there. If you're wondering why I'm wearing a mask, here, I'm gonna show you. Well, you can't really see on this one. It's getting all dirty already on the inside. The dust in here is so thick and so brown that it would be going straight into my lungs if I wasn't wearing this. So better safe than sorry. The garbage truck has arrived. They're hauling off that big load that we got there, and they're bringing me another bin, which is perfect timing because we're starting to pile some stuff up outside already. Hans is working away in the kitchen, which is much cleaner.
Hey, there's some.
There's a bunch of people. A lamp. I think that thing's too far gone. I think that's
Yeah, I'm
garbage.
just gonna put it in a pile. For
Okay.
garbage.
This is how far we got with the kitchen so far. Once we get the garbage off the floor and swept, it'll actually be pretty walkable in here, which was the idea. The basement door can open fully now. And Zenobia's gonna work her way through bagging up some clothing off the stairs so that these stairs are more manageable. Hans fixed the light bulb. So things are progressing. Slowly but surely, hey Hans?
Oh yeah, we get her.
Yeah, oh I
It all
believe it.
takes time.
This isn't as bad as Mary's place, I don't think.
Oh no, that Mary's place was
Yeah,
quite full.
you had to crawl up to the ceiling.
Yeah.
At least walk around here a little bit. But yeah, there's still a lot of garbage. I mean, it's not a great situation, but we're making do. And we've already...
That's the face of my dad.
I think that's your face if you shaved.
Oh, well, you might be right.
Just when I thought this couldn't get any grosser, I found the ultimate in gross. Buckley's original mix. But it does work if you've never had this stuff. I don't know, has a consistency and flavor of menthol earwax. I don't know. It's pretty gross. You've had Buckleys, hey Hans?
Oh yeah, Buckley's was quite an acquired taste.
You want to have an acquired taste
here.
of that? Oh, yeah.
It was like whiskey.
Actually, that's about how much I like whiskey. I'd rather have a sip of Buckley's, but yeah, gross. But yeah, kind of going through the drawers, doing a little snooping, seeing what's in here. So, you have to be careful because there are syringes and stuff. Those aren't needles, but those are, you know, there might be medicines and things. So you definitely have to be careful.
Keep that.
This is the one thing that probably bothers me the most. All this perfectly canned but expired food. We can't donate it to the food bank or anything because it's past its due date. So it's all going in the trash. It's a heartbreak, but you know, don't want to make anybody sick either. I think, are these Pyrex? Those, okay, so there's some Pyrex in here. That's
Does
good.
stuff go bad, honey?
Yes, it does. I know it's my favorite stuff.
It's a shame. We are making good progress, so we've got a lot of this cleaned up. I can see most of the floor. Boxes of stuff going to charity, and we are trying to save whatever we can. I know I've mentioned that. Zenobia is bagging in the hallway here. How's it going back here, Zenobia, anyway?
Good, good.
No surprises?
Not yet.
Nothing squeaky?
Nothing, no.
No
noise.
squeakers?
Yay, no mice.
If you hear something squeaking and it's furry and it's running towards you, it's probably Hans. But you can squash him, I guess.
Oh, yeah, no, nothing back here that surprised me yet, so we're doing good. I got clothes in here. We'll be doing good.
Okay.
Okay.
We got a bottle of champagne, champagne wishes, and caviar screams. Let's put these in here.
Yeah.
We're still finding containers full of money and stuff around here. Zenobia found some shares, which I can't show on camera, but these are shares for a gold mine back in the 60s. And you said you found financial records?
Yep.
And what year is it from?
1984.
And what was she worth in 1984?
$4,854,898.
Holy cow. So in the 80s, she was a millionaire and then ended up becoming a hoarder. So who knows what we're going to find around here, really? I mean, I've been happy with the bits of silver and stuff that we've been finding and jars of coins, but maybe there's going to be some real good stuff kicking around. Anything in the fire tin?
This one here is just free.
Oh, okay.
I've opened all the tins that I've thrown in the
Yeah, you
ground.
got to check them all because Hans is finding buckets of money over there. Like I rolled all that last bit of money. It adds up. Every little bit adds up. I'm sure there's going to be stuff on the stairs leading down here.
Oh yeah, lots.
Yeah, like that's the I guess that's the old laundry chute. Yeah, I'm gonna try and step here and not slip.
Yeah, please don't hurt yourself.
I don't want to hurt myself. A little painting. Oh, those are hooks. But sometimes you find jars like this around that are. Oh no, that's not a little door.
What is that?
That's just the trim that goes along the
Is it?
side. Yeah, not as exciting.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and get some lights on down here. If I can. They're not working right now. So if this was a millionaire's house, what do they have hiding in the basement? Other than clothes? And we estimated, I was talking to Mark, he thinks that she spent over $1 million on clothing in her lifetime that we're surrounded by. All of this stuff was good quality and it adds up. I mean, he did get a very good deal at the $10,000 he got it for, but for me, it relieves a headache. And sometimes it's not all about the money. It's about trying to get to the stuff that works for you. And for me, that's anything small, shiny, cool, that we can resell easily or sell at the shop. But I am pretty curious to know what's hidden down here. It's so messy, we just simply don't know. And that's why Zenobia and Hans are gonna be working their way up the stairs today to try and bag up and box up as much as we can so we can actually start to access the basement and do some treasure hunting down here. I'm sure there's gonna be something. Sorting through the junk drawer, and I'm putting buttons and sewing stuff in there, tools in there. Kind and seeing if there's anything that can be reused. Spent lighters, screwdrivers, those can be reused. I'll put them in tools. Lots of little hacksaws. I have found so many pairs of scissors that I filled up this entire bucket with scissors. I guess.
Here's another one.
Oh boy, you're not kidding, are you? I must have found 100 pairs of scissors. Probably every time she lost a pair, she bought another one instead of looking for it. Screwdrivers, that's an old screwdriver, it wouldn't handle. Another little pair of scissors. So many scissors, look, more scissors. Just a ton of these little folding scissors. And basically just organizing stuff into little piles. Buttons, nothing too exciting so far. This looks like filters for a camera. Contact cement, replacement blades. So a lot of what we're doing here is not very exciting because it's actually just a bunch of stuff. It's, you know, somebody's life worth of things. Some of it is sellable, some of it is donatable, and some of it is trash. It's kind of fun to go through though. I did find a button set from Princess Patricia's Light Infantry, which is a military branch. So I don't know if the gentleman served in the forces or not, but there were definitely military buttons. Oh, hard to say. Let's see if there's anything at the back of the drawer. Oh, there's a nice, well, it's a little damaged on the bottom there. It's an old fountain pen. Fountain pens are very collectible. So I am looking for those. People buy them and restore them. Stickers of money. More scissors. So far, this drawer is just full of generic stuff. I was half expecting to find a gem in here of some kind. Well, Hans kept finding money. Hey, Hans.
Hey, there was some change in the cupboard there.
Yeah, well, who knows what's in these drawers. Oh, hang on, what's this?
Hey, that's where the dollar bills are.
I don't know what it is. It's a bunch of silver quarters and tokens and stuff. But yeah, these are all silver quarters. So I did find another big batch of silver in here. Okay, well, I guess it pays to look through the drawer right to the very back. Oh, I thought that was a ring. No, okay. I've never seen so many tools in a kitchen before. And a lot of them still in the original packaging too. It's all perfectly good, usable stuff. Soldering irons, pliers, wrenches, more scissors, not surprisingly. And while I work on clearing out the rest of these drawers, Hans and Zenobia are going to head out to Charity to drop off a load of stuff. And then Mark should be here pretty soon to start loading out some of his clothing, or bagging up anyway. Okay, the kitchen was clear enough now that there's a path for somebody like Paul, who's helping Mark carry stuff out of the basement. Are you just hauling trash out?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Trash and clothes.
Trash and trashy clothes.
Everything.
Well, thank you. And Mark is busy working away downstairs. We managed to get some lights going on down there. And
clearing a place to stand.
so for all those people watching at home, you'll have to go to his Etsy store at some point. His Etsy stores, I should say, which I put in the description of the last videos. You are going to be stocked for a while. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
Yeah, actually, I was quite impressed with his Etsy stores online. Have to check them out. I, on the other hand, and now that we have this pathway cleared, I'm going to try and get the doorway so it can open. I brought my bag. Oh, see, right now there is, okay, my arm, not quite to my elbow, so, you know, maybe like a foot and a half to get through. and it's because there's all this stuff behind the door. I'm gonna try and clear that out of the way so that I can access this room, because there's some furniture and some decent things in here that I'd like to pull out. And also there's a bunch of clothing here from Mark, so might take me a little while to get through this, but I think there's gonna be some treasures in here, and opening this door will be treasure enough for me today. So if you're watching this at home and you're saying to yourself, this guy should be more respectful, or I can't believe you're just giving this stuff away or putting it to Goodwill. The truth is, it's a much different circumstance when you're here and you're standing amongst all this stuff and you have a timeline to deal with it. As I'm filming this, there is a little more than 10 days until Christmas time, and eventually I'd like to spend some time with my actual family prior to Christmas. So we're trying to make the best of a sour situation and get this house back in order. The person who owned this place was a lovely person, and I'm not debating that. The challenges that we see around us are a result of mental health issues, and I don't want to make light of that. But somebody has to clean it up. And that process sometimes can look a little bit gritty, and this is what happens. Being an antique dealer, I have to try and find as much value in as many things I can to make this all worthwhile, because there's things I'd rather be doing in the last 10 days before Christmas than standing around doing all this. Wait, so what, your lady said you had to sleep outside? It's in like brand new condition, Hans.
She's telling me I have to sleep outside. At least she's giving me a mattress to sleep on.
See, she's not so bad.
At least she's nice enough to give me something soft to sleep on.
Drop this mattress on you.
Well, I'm glad that's going to be out of the room. They're cleaning out upstairs. Hans and Nova, you're back. They took some stuff to Goodwill not too long ago. This little rack was behind the door, causing all sorts of grief, but it's actually an accessory rack for jewelry and things, and that'll come in really handy at my shop, so I'm going to go put that right in my vehicle, because I could actually use that as a store fixture. Well, I've worked my way through the door, all the way to a chair, and I found some comics. This vintage Spanish Classics Illustrated, Alice in Wonderland, and the Wizard of Oz. There's a whole stack of them. That's because you cater to, you have a wide variety for, I guess you never know who you're going to run into. Japanese. Interesting little batch of comics. I have a lot of sorting to go through. There's still lots of bags of clothes, so I'm going to clear a path by getting the clothes out of here, and then we'll see maybe what's under some of the shelves, and over by the chair there's another couch like the one that was in the front room. It is tiring work, but occasionally you get rewarded with vintage sealed alcohol. It is tiring work, but occasionally you get rewarded with old comics or bars of silver or jars of coins. So it just keeps you going. And I joked because I did this once before, and I emptied out a house, and every, I'd say 3 hours or so, I'd find another bottle of booze. It's been almost the same here too. It's like the afterworld is leaving these little gifts saying, you've earned this. So I'm going to keep digging. Hope to find some other interesting things for myself for the shop, and work on cleaning this house out. It's time to start clearing out the bureau. So far it's just been papers in here. The owner tells me there should be some safe deposit box keys in here, which I'm hopefully going to find for him, and then he'll be able to access those. What I should do, I should also check and see how the guys are doing downstairs. Hans is working upstairs, clearing that bedroom, and we've got some workers here helping out with moving stuff. How are things going down here?
Pretty good, yourself?
Oh, good. Okay, I'm gonna have a peek and see. Wow, you've tunneled, you burrowed a little bit down here.
Well, you said you wanted to be able to get around, so we've created a...
There's a couch?
Yep.
There's like a mid-century couch down here.
God knows what's over
to your
here.
left? What's to my left?
We didn't.
Oh yeah, well that's not a table, that's a sewing machine over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I knew that was there.
So we kind of made a path this way so we could go to either side.
Okay.
We weren't just doing this to find a place to sit down.
I don't
Well,
know,
actually, Paul was wanting to have a nap.
Sure, you could pile up there. We'd never find you again, though.
Exactly.
Oh, any cool finds so far, though, or?
You know what? It's hard to tell while we're just doing this. It's like we're just stuffing stuff in bags.
Well, I'm hoping at least there's a couple of things that you're like, hey, that's cool.
Oh yeah, good idea. It looks like it's teak or.
Mark has found a couple of cool vintage Hudson's Bay. That's an what 1950s sort of sweater.
Yeah, this is 1950s or maybe 1940s.
Okay. And a few nice Hudson's Bay jackets.
Yep.
And Hudson's Bay always has this sort of stripe on it, just like the blankets. I was all excited about finding the blankets, but the coats are equally as collectible. So when I saw that you found them, I said, "Oh, lucky duck!"
You want to come back here? And
Yeah, let's see what's going on over here. Paul is digging for some stuff.
Costume stuff.
Okay,
But there
I'll
might
take
be-
any sort of jewelry I
What's in
can.
there, really? I just
yeah.
Yeah.
shook it and...
No, any. I
There's
appreciate that.
I don't know whether that's a stereo
Oh yeah, some kind of maybe old
stereo
mod.
curio or something like that.
You know, I'm guessing it's a TV
It could be a TV.
because there's a couch that you've
Might
uncovered.
be able to open the door.
There's a couch right here, so they might have.
No, it's a
Oh, it's a dresser
Yeah.
with some mod stuff in it.
yeah.
Cool. That's kind of neat. I don't think it's your size though, Paul.
No.
Hold that up, Paul.
60s,
Nope.
70s,
90s.
nine. No.
Yep.
Why
Look-
would she be back here putting 90s? What's the
Look at
label?
Look at the label. Oh, it's got the label.
It's got the
out,
label
but
off.
I can tell.
But so 90s in the because 70s was retro in
this
the
is
90s.
yeah. This is 90s. Does 60s.
Okay. Hard to tell because there is actual 60s stuff down here.
Yeah.
So you,
This is like walnut or something.
Yep.
well, it's still a nice piece though.
Oh, yeah, it's really
beautiful.
nice.
I wonder if this was like a little make-do guest area at one point.
Not for me.
Huh.
I'm surprised we haven't found firearms in here actually.
Well, actually, funny you should say that. I found a bunch of bullets. So
Yeah.
when you do find them, and I'm sure you will, just call
Here,
me.
Paul, let's not.
Okay, I hear the rattling of money up here.
They're laughing because honestly, how
Well, I don't know what this is, but there
Let's have a
might
look.
be worth something.
Oh,
But it's off
McDonald's.
The floor.
I thought I heard a whole bunch of change in here.
Oh,
It's because we put it all in there.
as I get going through the
Oh,
floor
is this all
here,
off the floor?
Yes,
I'm putting
Cool.
it.
Hey, you found the TV.
and there's a wicker CD
Oh.
here. And there's a wicker.
Look at that beautiful footstool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is late. It looks like you've been to the Wicker store.
She likes the wicker store anyway.
Did you try the TV, Hans?
No,
Here, pull it, see if it turns on.
Does he even know how to do it?
I don't really remember.
Are you just pushing all the buttons?
Yeah, he is. He
I
did.
am because
Okay.
I don't.
Want to know how
remember.
old he is?
He's just literally pushing all the buttons. There should be one of them on there.
It
But yeah,
should
no,
be-
you're right. I don't know.
There's probably some crazy old remote. It's probably one of the bottom ones, like a
It might
pole.
be
Yeah.
unplugged.
Oh, there. There's the one here.
There.
But
I kind of thought
Nothing.
it might be unplugged, so we don't know for sure.
Yeah, probably best with all these clothes around that we don't try and light it on. It might spark up the whole place. You guys are making some really good progress, though. I mean, I can actually walk in here without having to climb now. This was 4 feet of stuff, and you're now sitting on the floor and not on a bunch of things. Oh, I'm gonna get out of your way.
Well, then we get rid of some of this other stuff.
Hans is making a trip downstairs, and Zenobia
Is this going?
is going crazy sorting. And yeah, I mean, you can kind of see how they had it set up. There was the bed, the nightstand, the little dresser, a little place with a coffee pot, a TV,
A wicker seat.
a little chair. It was probably kind of cozy.
Yeah.
It was cozy at one time until it got overstuffed. But we're unstuffing it. It'll be unstuffed soon enough. So Hans comes sauntering down the stairs. He's found a guitar. And it's actually a vintage Gibson J45 Deluxe. Not a bad little guitar. Made in Kalamazoo, Michigan. So it's older, but there's one problem with it other than the strings being missing. It has no head on it. But you can put new necks on these things. So I'm actually going to save this because somebody might want to restore it. There's all sorts of unexpected little treasures around here. I am still working like crazy. How's she going up there?
Good, buddy, good.
How many trips do you think you made so far out to the dump?
Well, dude, I lost count. I won't even say.
One
I
pinky
feel like
finger,
a
two?
yo-yo.
A yo-yo, up and down and up and down?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, well, who's holding the strings, Zenobia?
Yeah, she always pulls them.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. I'll come up and have a look-see and see how it looks up there in a bit. in the meantime, I am still working my way through this room. I emptied out that whole bureau and there was not a single key in there, which is what I was looking for that fella. So I'll have to keep working my way through the room, I guess, and see what else I can find. But it feels roomier already. There's a ton of sheet music. I wonder if the organ still works. When I clear it out, I'll try it out and see if it still pumps and works. All kinds of goodies. But at least I can actually stand in here. What'd you find behind the door, Paul? Oh, the Queen Mary. Are you having an asthma attack, or are those
That's the ship's whistle.
I'm just thinking, oh, he's making ship sounds, but really he's like suffocating
I
from
actually
dust.
stayed on the Queen Mary for a night.
Which part?
We actually wandered the entire ship.
So you didn't get to lie down, you just had to wander around
We
all
just
night?
wandered around. Actually, I'm not sure where we stayed, but it was in a little dual cabin room. It was quite nice.
Did it have red bubble clouds floating above it?
It did not. But there were some really nice lights across the harbor in Long Beach.
That is kind of a cool picture. The 1980s throwback to the 1920s Art Deco kind of movement.
Very neat.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool thing. Hey, while you were looking in the basement for stuff, I found a giant chunk of silver shaped like a dolphin that wraps around your neck. But that's a heavy piece of silver right there.
Like ISIS or Wonder Woman?
I don't know. Wonder Woman, maybe? I don't think she had a dolphin around her neck, did she? She had a golden
She
thing.
had a golden thing, but it wasn't a dolphin. Maybe Aquaman's girlfriend.
You weren't paying enough attention to those ladies' necks.
It could have been Aquaman's girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Had a dolphin? Well, maybe this is Aquaman's hideout.
It could have been.
The secret pad.
Could have been. He did have a house in Edmonton.
Aquaman did, yeah, landlocked. His home away from home in the middle of the prairies.
Well, sometimes you just get so sick of all that water.
Not this water again.
You want to go somewhere dry for the winter.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to find a little bit more loot down here. I'm going to keep digging around. Hey, I found your hat. Hey, Paul, look. But that's like an actual sombrero.
It is an actual sombrero.
That's not like a cheap foam one. That's like a well-made sombrero.
Yeah, it is very nice.
Yeah.
It's beautiful work.
Yeah, it's very nicely done, actually.
You can start your own mariachi band.
I was planning on starting one without the hat, so this will just make it that much better. Cool find.
It is very cool.
Here's a cool picture. The BC, for British Columbia, BC Electric Railway Company, and they're all done up in their doodads, their finest. It's not quite a yard long. It's dated August 1938. Cool picture. And look, that's the conductor at the front there. It's an open air streetcar, I guess, is what that is. Seeing Vancouver, so I guess that was a sightseeing tour that they used to do. It's a neat piece of history. I'm gonna put that on the organ so I don't lose it. I found this velvet bullfighter. With bull is another little sombrero down there.
So you could put a little sombrero on your organ.
I could. Getting through lots of books, and I found this one, which will apparently be no good for me because it says it's calculus for the practical man. And I am clearly not a practical person. I need calculus for the impractical person. That's what I need. Okay. The letter K. I know what you're thinking. These jokes are pretty bad. I'll try not to make an S of myself. I am spent for the day. I'm done for now working through my room. This little pile represents a very small fraction of what was in the basement. There's enough clothes in here for probably an entire town to have clothes for a month. They did make a dent. Let me go up and say my farewells to Hans and Zenobia. Wait a minute, who's behind me?
Hello there, Alex.
I was just coming up here to log out and to get the lowdown on how this upstairs room's going.
Oh, well, this time it's not too bad.
Not too bad. I'd say it's not too bad at all. You guys almost have this thing cleared out. So do you feel like you know this room well now by this point?
Not quite yet. I don't know what that side looks like.
Well, look at the difference between then and now. It's a big difference. This was one of the worst rooms in the house, I would say. At the Potter's house, it was an upstairs bedroom full of newspapers.
I want to be weighted down so I can sink to the bottom of the ocean. Oh, is that why you put weights on though?
No, that's an exercise belt. That's
Oh,
like,
wow.
yeah. That's, you walk around with that and it makes you stronger, but you don't need that, Hans.
Hey, what's this for?
You've already been carrying tons of stuff. That goes around, it's a kidney belt, yeah.
Oh, so this goes under like this?
Yeah,
Oh, and then I can really get the weight going.
that's right. But instead, you've just been hauling trash for me, which probably is more exercise than wearing that thing.
Well, that is probably true.
So that's it for today. A lot of work has been done. We're going to be back at it tomorrow. Some really good finds. And every day I say, oh, maybe we'll find some more stuff. But we haven't even done the basement. And there's a garage too. And an attic. Oh, this show ain't over yet, folks. Stay tuned for more. Don't forget to subscribe because you won't want to miss the next couple episodes. And we'll see y'all soon. Bye for now.